Hey, coming up right now, a Florida man goes all in to save a big bird. A story all patriots actually should love.
Also coming up, a bride gets trashed for wearing what she was wearing underneath her wedding dress.
Interesting. A little bit later on, Prince Harry, he's back in the headlines and why he's comparing himself and his fate to his late mother, Princess Diana.
Oh my goodness. The royal drama continues.
It won't ever stop.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, and this is Daily Flash. Hello, everybody. Yes, sir. In front of us right now is James. He's working the floor. He also is taking care of social media. How you doing, James?
I am doing great, man. I'm taking care of a few other things too. But
Yeah, you are.
With that being said, today is an amazing day.
Today is amazing day because you're standing right in front of me,
Yes.
and to my right is Matt Doolittle. What are you doing, Matty?
What's amazing is you can see all the things James is working on and some of the things he doesn't want you to see him
Oh.
working on at our website, dailyflashshow.com. There you can click on all our socials, see all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Send us your comments, which we would love to read on the air, flash at dailyflashshow.com.
Is that a hidden tab somewhere on our website?
It could be. I'm going to look. You have to go to our site to see if you can
Yeah.
find
It's
it.
James's version of Black Web.
And if you two, really, if you two don't stop, we're gonna kick you out of here like we did Naomi Campbell at the Met. Am I right?
Yes. Oh, wow. Boy, what an adventure that's been. The Met Gala and all the scandals surrounding all the celebrities who did not show up.
It was supposed to be, about all dressing up nice, and now they said, Naomi, you ain't coming anymore. We don't want you.
Yeah, she got into a big fight with Anna Wintour, the
Don't do that.
big editress from Vogue magazine who hosts the party every year.
Keep that in mind
Yeah.
out there, folks.
Okay, we've talked about this on the show, but this dad has gone viral for a video he posted after a trip to Disney World.
Oh, boy. Hello.
He said he took his 5 kids with him to Disney World,
Wow.
and it cost him nearly $2,000 for one day.
Yeah.
One day.
Okay, I believe that.
One
That's
day.
about right, yeah.
We're talking about $50 for parking. Then I think it was $300 per person for a ticket just to get in. They didn't spend the extra money for the fast pass to get, what is it, lightning pass now? What do they call it? Lightning
Matt's
pass?
our expert.
Yeah, Matt, what do they call it? Lightning pass?
Lightning lane.
Lightning
Yeah,
lane.
it depends on the ride, so it can range in the price you're paying.
Let's see. He said he spent $20 on a pretzel.
What pretzels he buying? They're
The
not that
ice
much.
cream, the
I believe
food, water bottles, and 3 ice creams came to $30.
Water is $5.
A pretzel for the kids and a beer for dad cost another $20.
Beer's $10 a piece.
The family also visited the souvenir store where the father put the kibosh on the son's request for a $50 lightsaber.
Yeah, that's a low end one too.
Yeah, I know. I
That
was
is.
gonna
The
say,
high
that
end's
sounds
$250.
cheap.
Yeah. I mean, they go up from.
They go up from there. There's
Yeah.
$500 or $600.
They ordered a personal family-sized pizza, small soft drink, costing them a total of $50.
Yep.
And then they ended up shelling out a couple $100 for a dinner at Disney Springs at one of the lesser expensive places. They bought a churro, a Star Wars themed Coca-Cola for $7, a churro margarita, water $36 for the total, special blue milk $15.
Yeah,
for
from Star
special
Wars.
blue milk at the Star Wars episode.
And
Star Wars
it's
Galactic
milk,
Edge,
that's
yeah.
blue. Right?
Yeah. So snacks just in that one Star Wars area were $100.
Oh, that's easy. That's one little meal tray.
I hope that when he writes this, he wasn't surprised because
No.
I don't know what rock he was living under to
Yeah.
know that wouldn't be that much.
Well, if you
Fraggle
plan on
Rock?
doing
Fraggle Rock.
That's a premium ticket because a one day one park is about $130.
Well, last time I saw it was $179.
$179.
Remember
One day
Florida,
ticket.
they're doing-
The floor
they're
resident.
Oh, they're doing the
Yeah.
flow ones depending on the time of year. Yeah,
Dynamic.
that's why I have an annual pass.
I remember being in the elevator and overhearing a family, and this was probably about 10 years ago, talking about how the guy took out a home equity line of credit just to take his family for
Yeah.
a 2-week vacation to Disney World.
You want to provide your kids, having 4 kids,
Yes,
you want to
of
provide your
course.
kids with memories. And, I get that and you think, but, Dad, if it's going to cause more stress on the back end, which obviously if he's posting about how much it costs, it
Yes.
obviously is going to. And it is, it's out there, it's ridiculous. But you have to know that going into it. And maybe even expecting the kids, hey, look, we're not going to, we're going to go, but just keep in mind, everything's very expensive here. So let's
Yes.
eat before we go. There's ways you can go around it.
But that's not fun as a kid. You don't
I-
want to
I
be eating
used to keep-
sandwiches back in the motel.
I used to keep bologna sandwiches in my pocket, and I was like, here, kid.
And the thing is, you can bring your own food and drinks into the park if you
you
want.
can?
Can you really?
Yeah, the trick is you eat breakfast at the Waffle House on the way into the park. There are ways to get around. You don't have to stay in a Disney resort. You
park-
can stay close to the property.
Yeah.
You park over like at the downtown. Or
You park
what's it
at Disney
called now?
Springs,
Disney
you take the
Springs,
buses. There are ways to do it if you want to. And how many kids did he have?
5.
That's on him.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's his
That's on
fault.
him.
Okay.
I would say this: back in the day, way back in the day, it was used to cost like $2,000 for a weekend.
Sure,
And that
yeah.
would get you kids,
Yes.
park tickets, and so on and so forth. But now
All right.
it is what it is.
So we're gonna jump in. Your mic is muted, so go ahead and fix that.
One other thing to mention here, a report from 2024 found that food prices at Disney World soared by an average of 61% over the past decade, nearly twice
Yeah.
the rate of inflation during that period.
It's COVID.
61%.
Yeah, I noticed after COVID the prices did go up on a
They
lot,
had to
a
make
couple
that money
bucks
back.
here and there, and then they progressively
because
got
of the
it.
closure.
Yeah.
And
If you think,
Yeah.
and you're just gonna have to know that's part of it. And you know, I guarantee you, kids they'll remember that trip, but they'll remember the drive down there more than they will the actual.
yeah, because
Disney
there's
World.
something
I'm telling you,
magical
man.
sorry to use their verbiage, when you come into the park. There's
Yeah.
just something
That
like
is-
you're about to experience something
And
cool.
remember that time when we did this? And that sort of
Yeah.
thing?
No more
Alrighty,
Snow Whites.
let's jump into some stories. We'll stay here in Florida, where a man in the Sunshine State jumped into a lake. Why? To rescue a bald eagle, which is awesome to hear. But wait, there's more. His name is Doug Hay. He says he was sitting with his wife on their living room, in their living room, when they both heard this crash outside. He looks over at the lake that's in his backyard. It borders his backyard, and he saw an eagle that's struggling in the water. He says that he saw another eagle flying overhead and
my
suspected that two may have been
goodness.
fighting over food. So he swam out to rescue the eagle, despite a known 7-foot gator that calls that lake a home. Here in Florida, gators are pretty much in every body of water around.
Yes.
The eagle attached itself to Doug's forearm with its talons and just kept him, gave him a few deep cuts. He didn't care. He was able to coordinate with the local wildlife and rescue to get the wounded eagle that care that he needs. And a lot of people are saying, hey, what a hero, right?
Wow, no kidding. Thankfully, he acted and he just saw it and jumped in without really thinking, twice about it. But
There are people like that. They
Yeah.
just don't think. They just do it.
Terrific
which is great to
story.
see.
America.
America. And thank goodness that we have some great wildlife rescue groups here in the state of Florida
100%.
that
Yes,
do
we do.
incredible work, with raptors like this and other wild animals. So thankfully that eagle is now rehabilitated at a local animal shelter. Well, a bride was called trashy on social media after she wore a black bra with her white wedding dress. Oh my gosh.
right.
Have you seen the outfits at the Met Gala?
Exactly.
Nothing compared to this. After tying the knot with her partner, the newlyweds were excited to share photos and videos from their big day, but she says she received a ton of backlash for her dress. The straps of her black bra could be seen, and she thought it looked cool, but strangers on her feed were quick to comment, dubbing her outfit tacky, trashy, disgusting. She was surprised so many of her followers were so mean after she posted photos of her big day. Let me just tell you this. You post anything on social media, you're
It's gonna be.
guaranteed to get a mean comment or two.
Yeah, and that's what that's basically what a troll's.
People are jerks.
They want that. That's how they get what their reaction. That's how they connect to people
Yes.
because it's so much easier to connect negatives to negative
Isn't that
things.
sad?
It's very sad.
Very true, but very
So
sad.
no matter what you're saying, so if you're going to post something, just know that it's going to be commented on, maybe like in a bad or good. A guy that's always on social, you see this a lot, James?
Yeah, I just want to say this. I'm not the fashion icon as Andrea is.
Oh, hardly.
But isn't that you don't need a bra with that dress, right? With that
You
cut?
don't need a bra at all.
You probably don't. You probably don't. You're right, James. But I think it
She
looks
wants
fine.
attention. She wants attention.
They're doing
That's
a low.
fair.
She got it. She
They look
got
like
it.
they're doing a low-key wedding anyway, a justice of the peace,
Yeah.
and just let them
The
enjoy their
low-key,
day.
low dress.
It does look like she woke up with her nightgown on and just threw the dress on. But hey, you know what?
Hey,
Love
That's
is
a
love.
look.
I'm looking at the shoes.
You are not looking at the shoes.
Much like that's what he did when he goes to strip clubs. That's what he does because that's all they're
Exactly,
wearing.
shoes. Yes.
He got so used to it. It's called a shoe show.
He's
in there.
looking for the red soles.
Yeah, I think making sure
see
that,
that.
how many dollars am I going to throw their way? And going back to what we had saying,
Yeah.
keep that in mind. That's what trolls do, number one. And if that's how you want to treat your wedding, well, there's nothing wrong with that. She's a lovely woman, no matter what.
Yeah, she looks
It's just-
gorgeous.
just keep that in mind. The fashion might not stay with you. Your kids are going to laugh at you when you're older, no matter what.
That
Even
is
if you
a
had the
possibility.
perfect guess.
That is fine. But do you find that more and more people are posting less personal stuff on social media?
Yes.
For this particular reason, because I don't know, I think people are sort of having second thoughts about sharing all of that stuff.
Which I think is good. And you
Yeah.
had mentioned this too, that there is a kind of a revolution going out where people are, you know what, maybe I don't need to share as
Yeah.
much as now. And that social influencers, people are not really following them as much as they used to.
They're saying we're falling into the age of de-influencing, which bravo.
I'm all for it. All right. We have more Daily Flash. We'd love to hear your comments on this or anything else. Drop us a line. Also, we're going to be talking about Mother's Day and how important it is and how to deal on this somewhat stressful day sometimes.
John, is it peculiar that you store your tomatoes stem side down?
I've always felt that a change in perspective can preserve what matters most in life. It's so important, you think about your perspective of something. A tomato, if you look at it, it's got this beautiful skin that protects it, but its most vulnerable part is the top part here. And that's where all the oxygen will go in, and that's where it can change it. By storing it upside down, you're sealing it off, and you just want to separate them, and you want to leave them on a plate upside down and store them at room temperature. Be sure not to put them in the refrigerator. Tomatoes are like English people. They don't like to be cold. So keep them at room temperature, and your tomatoes upside down will last so much longer.
Thank you for changing my perspective.
Happy days.
Happy days.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Mother's Day is this weekend, and even though the mother-child relationship can sometimes be difficult, it is probably the most important family bond you will ever have. Our next guest, Judy Wilkins-Smith, says these types of challenging relationships are often inherited, and we need to focus on the gifts that they contain. Judy, welcome back to Daily Flash.
Hi, it's lovely to be back with you.
So tell us, how can relationships with mothers be inherited?
Yeah, so if you have a look at patterns in families, we have a mother who's estranged from her child because maybe she walked away, maybe she wasn't emotionally available. And that pattern of thoughts, feelings, and actions, which we refer to as emotional DNA, then cycles down as a pattern of mothers not being available to children, or children not connecting with their mothers. And so you see this as a pattern that repeats from generation to generation. And of course, the question during a Mother's Day piece is, can you be the change agent? Because it's always possible to change those patterns.
Why is the mother-child relationship so important when it comes to this kind of discussion?
Because the mother is the source of birth, she's the source of flow, and that translates into how you relate with your mother is often how you relate in business, and it's how you relate in groups. And so having that bond, I won't even say healed, but acknowledged and intact as much as it can be, is important in all areas of your life. So it's really important to make sure that that is acknowledged and given its place. If that's the least you could do, or even the most you could do, at least do that for yourself.
What is your advice for someone who feels that they might have a complicated relationship with their mom, and how can it be healed?
So the first thing to look at is, and to recognize is, yes, this exists. I have a complicated relationship, but what was my mother's relationship like with her mother? And to see, is this something that's being inherited? And even if it's not, and it began with you want to go back to, so what started the complication? And do I really want to take that forward with me? Because if I do, I've got to look at my own children and ask, which one of those children will have a complicated relationship with me? And then it's having a look at, what is the one thing that I could take from my mother that is good? It doesn't matter if it was the color of your eyes or your hair. What can I take that is good? And what do I need to stop and change? Just one thing. I always say to people, don't eat the whole elephant. One new thought, one new feeling, one new action that allows me to feel settled and to start shifting that relationship in a way that is good for me, because if it's good for me, it's going to be good for us.
Sometimes there are those trigger moments, though, Judy, when it comes to dealing with relationships, when it comes to moms and even dads. But when it comes to Mother's Day, there's a lot of expectation on that holiday. Any advice for somebody who's trying to keep their wits about them and try and keep the peace within maybe a difficult situation?
Yeah, start with a peace in you. So take a nice deep breath and ask yourself, what do I want today? What do I want to create today for mom? And you know what? It's called doing your best. And then when the trigger moment happens, again, take a deep breath and recognize I have a responsibility to me. How do I want to feel at the end of this? Really, if you could start with that, it means that no matter what mom does, no matter what she says, get yourself a Starbucks or something afterwards, but take a breath. And in that moment, be present and know that the bond that you're creating, even if it's a small one, is going to pay big dividends.
All right. How will you be celebrating Mother's Day this weekend, Judy?
Oh, I'm super lucky. I do have a mom that I'm really close to. She was close to her mom, who was close to her mom. And I have a daughter I'm very close to, so we will continue that tradition.
So it's a wonderful tradition that you've just set up from generation to generation. It gives us
We really have. And Andrea, it takes work. It takes work, but it's worth it.
Understood. All right, Judy, thank you so much. For more information and to get a copy of Judy's book, The Hidden Power in Your DNA, please visit judywilkinssmith.com.
Can I tell my mom I love her?
Yes.
I love you, Mom. And guess what, Mom? We got more Flash coming back, right?
Yes, we do. Don't you go anywhere.
Don't do that at all.
And if you haven't planned for Mother's Day yet, get to getting.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
You got just a few days left.
The mother of all shows returns right after this. Stick around. This is Daily Flash, open 24 hours a day at dailyflashshow.com.
Do we still have valet service?
We do have valet, yes, but just make sure you get your validation. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It's time to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on Prime Video is the action thriller Last Breath. It stars Woody Harrelson.
Copy that. A smack. There is no more slack. That's everything I've got.
The ship's not drifting.
Chris has become our anchor. That's never gonna hold.
Chris, on me.
What happens now?
Your umbilical. It's gonna snap. I will come back for you, but you have to get yourself back to the top. I can't rescue you if I can't find you. Understand?
Just make sure I'm alive.
A team of seasoned deep-sea divers try to rescue their crewmate who's trapped hundreds of feet below the ocean surface. I chatted with director Alex Parkinson.
The real power of it is that if you were in this situation, you would hope that the people around you would do the same for you. And the fact that all these people came together and they took risks, calculated risks, but they took risks to do it and never gave up, even when by odds he should have been dead, long dead by the time they got back to him. But the fact they didn't give up hope was really, really powerful.
Based on true events, Last Breath is a story about teamwork, resilience, and a race against time to do the impossible. Again, The Last Breath is streaming on Prime Video and gets an A. It's rated PG-13. In selected theaters is the animated adventure Sneaks.
These shoes, they're gonna change everything. Stay right here.
Ah! A foot! He put his foot inside me! Ugh.
I like him. My shoes! We're being kidnapped! Where's the other one?
I've got to find that shoe!
When a designer sneaker unwittingly finds himself lost in New York City, he must dig deep into his soul in order to rescue his sister and return to his rightful owner. I chatted with Macy Gray and Keith David, who lend their voices to the film.
And I just think it's just so interesting. It's so different. And it was kind of, when I first saw the animation, I thought, oh, that's weird, putting a mouth chew. But after I got used to it, I just thought it was so genius.
What do you think audiences will take away?
A good night at the theater, a good afternoon in the theater, a good time to be had by all. The music is off the chain, and the characters are just, you just fall in love with them.
Sneaks is a likable and fun animated adventure focusing on family and taking chances. Check it out playing in selected theaters. It gets a B and is rated PG. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Hey everyone, welcome to your Daily Digits. Well, your first one today is kind of a somber 29, and it's kind of sad for NBA fans around the world. San Antonio Spurs head coach Greg Popovich is stepping down after 29 years and moving to the front office. The 76-year-old suffered a stroke back in November. During his winning career with the Spurs, Popovich won 5 NBA titles and was inducted into the NBA Basketball Hall of Fame in 2023. He'll be remembered as one of the most respected coaches of all time, and what was great at his press conference yesterday, you could tell the stroke, it hit him, one of his arms was working, but he took a jacket off and it said El Jefe on his shirt, and it said Senor Popovich on the back, because now he's going to go on to be a director of basketball operations. Well, your next number today is a galactic $400,000, and fellow nerds, you're going to want this. A Rebel pilot helmet from The Empire Strikes Back is hitting the auction block this September. It's being offered by the same company that sold Chewbacca's bowcaster for more than $750,000. Bunch of Wookiees. The ultra-rare collectible is one of the only 2 known with the original liner inside of it and could fetch between $200,000 and $400,000. And if you win, don't tell me you're not going to wear it while watching the movie at home, because I would. Well, your last number today is a baby of a big one at $18,865,000. You might want to start stocking up on those diapers early in case there's a diaper tariff or something. Babies are cute and all, but they come with a hefty price tag. New parents can expect to spend an average of $18,865,000 during the child's first year. The first month can be the most expensive because of all the medical bills. Later expenses see big ticket expenses like daycare, safety proofing, and babysitting. My advice, save the money and get yourself a Star Wars.
Is that what it is, a Star Wars helmet?
It might be a better investment, and I think it's going to give you less hassle down the road. Probably be a lot cheaper.
Matt, when you were talking about that, ironically, on May 4th, earlier this week, so I was with Enzo and said, hey, let's watch Star Wars. No, I don't want to watch the whole thing. So we went on YouTube, and we watched the original before he went back and fixed everything, like the original Star Wars, just one scene.
Yes.
And in the scene where Luke is about to blow up the Death Star, he's chasing, he's going to shoot it down into the hole and everything. You know that scene?
Yeah.
They show Darth Vader. You can see his eyes. Yeah. You could see behind it that you can only see in the original. And you can see it's I go, that wasn't James Earl Jones.
And you'll notice how dirty his helmet is in the first.
How dirty it is. It was so weird seeing Darth Vader's eye because the light was shining through it. So try to find it and more Flash after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk.
So glad to have you here with us. Have you ever gotten an email and it just says, hey, Andrea, I'm just checking in on you. How you doing?
Yeah, just checking in email.
They're saying that is something you should stay far, far away from.
Really?
Because it actually might be hurting you more than actually helping you. Experts are saying that because when you see just checking in, they say it's too vague and passive aggressive. And they're saying that it screams insecurity instead of confidence. Okay. And like, hey, hey, everything, are we good? That kind of thing, just whether in the work or somebody like a friendship and that sort of thing.
Oh, interesting.
So what they're saying is some alternatives instead of saying, hey, just checking in. And you got to do it like that with the lisp, apparently. I don't know why.
Why are you stereotyping that?
Yeah. I want you to quit checking in on me, actually, because, the nudge is not working anymore when
I'll
wakes
send
me
pictures.
I
you do
think
that.
that we're all guilty of that too. Like if you're doing like a follow-up email for a job or something and you haven't heard anything, I think that's just checking in is sort of like the only phrase I can think of using.
Guess what? There's a new one. It's a little bit close to that. It says, "Can you update me on this?" Or following up.
Okay.
Can you update? Or is there anything you need from me to move forward?
And neither of those sound desperate to you.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's very specific. It says
smells of desperation to me.
it tells me, all right, yeah, I didn't get this. Or if you send me and says, just check it in. Yeah, everything's cool. I'm just waiting on some things to go through. Now there's another email that comes back and say, well, what do you need from me?
Fair.
At least you go through that. So they're saying at least if you want to move away from even being worried about it, try using the "Can you update me on this?" or "Is there anything we need from me?" Try that, see if it works. It might not even work.
Soft.
Fair.
Generation
It is
soft.
It is generation.
This generation is soft. I'm sorry.
Generation soft.
But if you think about it, when you read stuff, I could take it one way, you could take it another way, so you don't know an email sometimes.
That is true. Like when it comes to text and email, context is completely lost. Because just checking in could sound like, hey, just checking in, or just checking in.
Yeah, and here's another thing. My wife used to do this.
Weird.
Okay,
Right?
you're texting. There's a huge difference with.
Parents do is check in.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference with when you text somebody and saying, "Hey, what's wrong?" instead of saying, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" There is a huge difference between that. So keep that in mind. That's kind of the realm of what we're talking about, right?
Your wife still asks that every morning.
She still asks. She's like, "What's wrong with me? Why
What's
am I
wrong?
still
Yeah,
with
what's
you?"
wrong with
She's just
herself?
checking your pulse, that's all.
Speaking of another relationship we know probably too much about,
yes.
Prince Harry. He says that he actually wants to reconcile with the royal family, but his father's saying, "No, I don't want anything to do with it." All right. In a recent interview, the 40-year-old had told the BBC that he wants to get beyond disagreements he has with his father and brother, despite stirring up controversy. Harry's latest fight involves losing his royal security detail. It's amazing when you want something or need something, you all of a sudden come up with some great ideas.
Yeah.
Well, King Charles decided to cut off taxpayer fund for private security since his son is no longer involved in royal duties. Makes sense. Harry claims that he could suffer the same fate as his late mother without the protection of a security team.
Yeah, I don't
Shortly
think so.
after leaving royal life, Harry had created a storm of controversy with a book titled Spare, TV interviews. He criticized his father and his royal life. He's also he and his wife want to be in the public eye. So that is something that's going to come along with it no matter what, right?
So pay for your own security.
That's basically
don't
what he's
ca-
saying.
I'm so tired of these two. I wish they would go away, and yet they just won't. I mean, he's sold his family out down the river for millions from Netflix, for interviews with Oprah. He said anything he can to get on television, to get in a book, to do whatever. He's ruined any relationship with his family. They no longer trust him because why would you?
100%.
Because he'll go and he'll have some sort of conversation. He'll turn around and sell it in an interview.
If he can apologize and somehow having kids, it's sad that they're not talking. By all means, I would like to see some kind of reconciliation come out of it. But he has to take responsibility, and being having a charmed life and a royal life, if you will, it's probably hard for him to even understand how to do that. Seriously,
He drops that wife. They may talk to him. I think she's the problem.
There's a lot of people that are saying that. We'd love to know what you think. Head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. By the way, we're going to take you on an odyssey. We're going to tell you SeaWorld's latest ride when we return. It's time for some air, land, and sea. It's time for Flash Travel. And speaking of sea, SeaWorld Orlando is taking guests on a wild ride through the Arctic. Get ready to soar, splash, and shiver on Expedition Odyssey. It's the park's newest frozen thrill. SeaWorld has done it again. This time it's Expedition Odyssey. Now, this is unbelievable because you will not believe how technology will teach us what happens with the Arctic. Connor here, he, of course, is with SeaWorld. You got one of the coolest jobs in the world, as we say every time. Rides and engineering and so much fun. Tell us a little bit more about Expedition Odyssey.
Yeah, so Expedition Odyssey is our newest ride here at the park. We're so excited. Thank you. You know, it's a blend of the rides and dynamic experiences that we know and love here. along with all of the animals.
Hey, while we get ready and get going about this, the technology, I made mention of that. What we're seeing, is it any AI or is this computer animated? What are we about to look at?
What is just super amazing about this ride is, you have all of this, mechanical advancement, right? But also, what we're about to see is all real film. We had custom camera equipment, custom drone equipment, built out just to film this attraction to really bring that experience, because all of the animals we're gonna see, they're real. Everything they're doing is just them in their natural habitat. And we're gonna see some things that you go, oh, that's definitely a Hollywood,
Right.
slide, right on cue, right? But it's not. We spent weeks in the Arctic, over a year, to get this footage in this film, and it is truly unbelievable.
Oh my
already
God.
starting at the top of a mountain is gonna dive down.
Oh, wow.
And look at that.
And this is all real, as
All
mentioned,
real,
right?
all real, 100% real.
And that's what's so beautiful about SeaWorld and their dedication to conservation and education as well. I would never be able to get this close. This is really making me feel like such.
And that music's building, right? It's a custom score, custom music, and something exciting's coming.
Yeah,
and I
can
think
feel
we
it.
see what's coming. And
Here we go.
Whoa! You're gonna.
Oh, this is fun! This got light! How did that happen?
When else are you gonna see a polar bear on his belly just sliding down?
That's not a trick. That's what he does in
He
wild.
just did that, right? We're filming. He just did that for the camera.
Once we get off the ride, we'll be able to actually experience and see the real animals, right?
Absolutely. That's the greatest thing about SeaWorld is that, we're bringing them all to you on this incredible attraction in a way you've never seen them before. But all of our beluga, all of our walrus, all of our orca that you're going to see right here, and as we're about to go over just a giant number of walrus, you're going to disembark the ride and go and see our family of walrus, our family of beluga and orca right here in the park, up close and face to face.
This is a family ride.
Absolutely.
In 39 inches?
39-inch height requirement. So it's great for, the little ones. It's great for grandma and grandpa because, one of my favorite things that we always say here at SeaWorld Orlando is the best memories and experiences are those that you make and share with each other. And so this
100%.
is, the whole family gets to come out and ride it. We go right over that iceberg.
On cue almost,
right?
right? That's what's even
Absolutely.
wild.
Yeah, and we just got sprayed by a humpback whale. I mean, come on. But one of my favorite moments about to happen, because we are SeaWorld, we're not just in the air. We're going to go.
Whoa! How cool is
Following
this?
our friend the humpback whale underwater.
Right?
And I mean, look at this. I mean, the orca that we know and love, right up close. And once again, all real, right? Drones, divers, custom filming equipment, underwater. Look at this family of orca. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Connor, I'm thinking of two sides of this incredible attraction. First off, what we're looking at. How long did it take for them to I imagine it's months, maybe even years to choreograph the shots and stuff, but then also to produce so that we can enjoy it. This really shows a lot of dedication and the investment that SeaWorld has into education as well as entertainment.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is about a 2-year process we put into this attraction. Right? And every detail was taken care of because it's so important that we share that real world connection with our guests, but also in a very fun way. That is that entertainment side and that education and conservation we get to bring to you, previously only available to, elite explorers, but now available right here at SeaWorld Orlando.
Great job. I
Absolutely.
can't wait to
Thank
see
you
what
very
else we
much.
see here, Connor.
100%. Yeah, now let's go meet them in real life.
Let's do it.
Let's go face to face.
As Teacher Appreciation Week kicks off, new research from Gallup and the Walton Family Foundation offers data on the experiences of today's teachers. Joining us now is Education Program Director Romy Drucker. Hi, Romy. So what did the survey reveal?
One of the key findings from the survey is that fewer than a third of teachers feel like they have the supports and opportunities they need to do what they do best every day in the classroom.
With burnout at such high levels, what can schools and leaders do to keep great teachers in our classrooms all across the country?
One of the standout answers in this survey, because we don't have to speculate, we heard from teachers, is about the power of collaboration. Teachers want to feel like they're part of a team. I've seen this in action at schools across the country like Rocky Mountain Prep Creekside in Denver, where teachers have opportunities to share feedback with one another and team teach.
And how can schools create better learning environments for students?
What we know from the survey is that when teachers feel excited and engaged and confident and prepared in their teaching, students feel more engaged and inspired and learn more. One of the key things we need to do is ensure that teachers have access to supports like high-quality instructional materials, which make teaching easier for teachers and ensure that they can focus on accelerating learning.
And Romy, where can we go for more information?
You can visit waltonfamilyfoundation.org/teachers.
Terrific, Romy Drucker. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right. Well, looks like now there's one mobile carrier that's showing you why it actually saves to bundle. Check this out.
Are you looking for ways to save without sacrificing connectivity? Then listen up. Verizon is making it easier than ever to stay connected both at home and on the go while helping you save money. That's right, it pays to bundle. Combine your Verizon mobile service with our reliable home internet and save $15 every single month. But the savings don't stop there. When you bundle your mobile plan with select home internet plans, you also get to choose an entertainment perk on us like Netflix and Max. Getting started is simple. Verizon home internet plans start at just $35 a month with autopay in any Verizon mobile phone plan. Plus, there are no annual contracts, no hidden fees, and no unexpected price hikes. And for added peace of mind, premium plans come with priority care. Enjoy faster access to our most experienced customer support representatives whenever you need assistance. Stay connected, save money, and enjoy entertainment on us. That's the power of bundling your mobile and home services. Stop by your local Verizon store today to explore your options. Visit verizon.com/localmobileandhome or call 800-VERIZON.
Great information there. Lifestyle expert Megan Murphy joins us right now with all your graduation party needs, along with the tips on how to plan that perfect party.
It's graduation season, and Michael's is your one-stop shop for all your party planning. I like to think of it as destination celebration. No party would be complete without balloons, and this is the big news here. Michael's has really blown up their balloon offerings, from classic latex in your school colors to endless Mylar options, the 2025 grad balloons. You can shop online and pick up in store, but they also have in-store helium and all the balloon bells and whistles. So if you need table weights, curling ribbons, your own helium tank to do one of their DIY arch projects, it's at Michael's. And they've also got you covered in terms of all of your party products, plates, napkins, cups, you name it. The backdrop for your photo booth, Michael's has it. They have everything you need to throw the ultimate graduation party. You can shop online at michaels.com or hit your local Michael's store.
Some great ideas there. Well, here's a great suggestion for a family getaway with an educational purpose as well.
This summer, how about a vacation that not only entertains, but educates? Johnny Morris's Wonders of Wildlife National Museum and Aquarium in Springfield, Missouri has been voted America's best aquarium overall 6 times.
We have one of the largest immersive wildlife attractions in the world, including shark dive encounters and face-to-feather experiences with penguins. Plus, we're about a 10-hour drive from more than half of the U.S. population.
Visit wondersofwildlife.org to learn more.
Educators leave a lasting impact on all of us, and Teacher Appreciation Week is a great time to show our support for our teachers. Joining us now is Becky Pringle. She's the president of the National Education Association. Hi, Becky. So what is different about Teacher Appreciation Week this year?
It's good to be with you, Andrea. You know, I taught 8th graders the wonders of science for 31 years, and I always love this time of year. But I will tell you, Andrea, this year our focus is on appreciation in action. With our public schools and the educators themselves being under attack by this administration with threats of pulling funding and giving it to billionaires like Elon Musk, our educators need for everyone to show their appreciation by taking action and telling elected leaders not to cut money from our students with disabilities, not to cut money from our students who are living in families with low incomes, not to cut our school meals. Who doesn't want to feed the babies? Those are the kinds of things that our teachers need to hear from every community all over this country, so they know they are not alone fighting for every student to get what they need and what they deserve.
Let's talk about the teachers. What is the best way to support our students in the coming months?
The best way to support our students is making sure that they have all of the resources that they need, our educators, so that they can create safe learning and just environments full of joy and resources so that our students understand that they have people, not just our teachers, all of the educators around them, and parents and community members who are supporting them, whether they want to go on to careers or they want to go on to college, that they have the entire community that is standing with them and for them to ensure that they can live into their brilliance.
Becky, thank you. For more information, please visit nea.org/TAW. Mitch.
Thank you there, Jay. Here to tell us why Denver is actually this summer's must-visit destination, we have travel trends expert Tamika Jones. Hey, Tamika.
I'm going to wet your palate a little bit and give you a taste of some of the events taking place in May, June, and July. Let's start with Outside Fest. That is back for a second year in a row, and that's taking place in May. A great chance to bring out the family, friends, and visitors to enjoy some live music, other entertainment, and great food. Down the street, not too far from there, will be another celebration, 16th Street celebration. 16th Street was newly renovated, so they're bringing out the works to really celebrate the developments that have taken place there. Now, if you're coming here in June, Juneteenth celebration is back. It's one of the events that's near and dear to my heart. I had a chance to attend many times when I was younger, so check out Juneteenth. That happens on June 15th, and later in the month will be Denver Pride. That's a 2-day event that's also back. Plenty of good times. You can learn more about what I've shared and even more at visitdenver.com.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Whether you're celebrating a mom or treating yourself, lifestyle editor Joanne Butler joins us with the scoop on the must-haves for moms this year. Hi, Joanne.
Oh, thanks for having me. With spring all about refreshing and renewal, beauty and skincare make great gifts for the mom who loves some self-care, who doesn't. And I just love Tree Hut. They're made with really skin-loving ingredients and scents that smell just so good and just make every routine feel like a treat and really a moment of pure pampering. So for a Mother's Day gift that's all about smooth, silky, moisturized skin, they have a few must-haves you need to know about, starting with exfoliation. That's really the first step for great skincare. And they have this amazing shea sugar scrub that just gently buffs away dry skin and just leaves it feeling soft, nourished, and glowing. And then their shave regimen, just love it. This is their new pre-shave foaming polish. It has lactic acid in it and just sweeps away impurities and preps the skin for a smoother shave. You follow it up with the moisturizing shave oil to keep your skin hydrated and really help prevent irritation and bumps and still get a really super close shave. Then you finish it off with the aftershave serum to calm, refresh, and lock in softness. We bundled them all together in this cute little gift basket, and you've got the perfect way to spoil mom this Mother's Day. It's super easy to find Tree Hut too, which I love, and super affordable. You can get them right at Target, Walmart, or Ulta. Now, of course, what mom doesn't love breakfast in bed? That always sets the tone for the rest of the day, especially pancakes. Those are always, that makes everything special. Pearl Milling Company is always my go-to for those. They're always inspiring families to just stack up joyful moments with fun and exciting twists on classic recipes. And their mixes and their rich, delicious syrups just make it really super easy to create tasty moments that everyone will just cherish. And this year they've partnered with Nutella to make it even more fun and yummy. And we made a couple of their things. This is the apple pecan pancakes, folded an apple and pecan, put it right in the mixture, added some Nutella, hazelnut, and cocoa, layered it in between, extra pecans on top, super yummy. And then these are the fruit and pancake stackers, little mini pancakes with Nutella drizzle, fruit in between, put little sticks in them so they're finger friendly. The kids just love them. These and a ton of other great recipes on their website at pearlmillingcompany.com/recipes, and just search for Nutella for all these goodies. And of course, don't forget the homemade card, little flowers, coffee, milk, and you're good to go.
Dad would love to have those pancakes for breakfast on
Okay,
Father's
so
Day.
happy Father's Day to you. We'll get those pancakes for you.
Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
care.
Have a good one.